Is the world safer today than it was before the war was started?
Absolutely. Because, and this is thanks to President Trump's leadership, degrading these capabilities is really very important for your and my safety. Some of that
but Europeans wanted to do it through diplomatic means.
Yeah, I know, but we run the risk that this would lead into the North Korea moment, where you talk so long that at a certain moment it's beyond the point where you can still get this done, because then they would get their hands on the nuclear capacity. Mm-hmm. And that is basically a big risk for Europe. It is existential for Israel. It is existential for the Middle East. So the whole world is safer by this president degrading those capabilities. I support the president, and I know large parts of Europe do, when it comes to taking out the capacity of Iran to export chaos.
That was NATO Chief Mark Rutte telling CNN's Jake Tapper the world is a safer place because President Trump is trying to stop Iran's terror regime from getting an atom bomb, that the world cannot let Iran turn into North Korea. And he said he supported the president on this. Also, Rutte said that, yes, some of the NATO allies did fail in helping the U.S. with the Iran conflict. Let's welcome to the show former State Department official Christian Whiton. Christian, always great to see you. What do you make of this? Because President Trump slammed NATO after he met with Rutte yesterday.
Yeah, Rutte says good things, but he's the odd man out. If you look at what the heavyweights in Europe are saying, the president of France, the prime minister of the UK, the president and the chancellor of Germany, they're all anti-U.S. They're not just opposed to what Donald Trump is. They're opposed to U.S. using bases that we had, and they tried to organize an international coalition against us, echoing what the Democrats said, echoing what opponents of the United States says, what Iran says, basically. So Rutte is great, but he has absolutely nothing to back up his very promising words.
What do you make of the Wall Street Journal report the Trump administration is talking about punishing those NATO allies who rejected overflight requests for Operation Epic Fury, that the plan would involve moving U.S. troops out of NATO allies deemed unhelpful, stationing them in countries where they're more supportive, like Poland, Romania, Lithuania, and Greece? And he can't do it without congressional approval, but that's the plan, reportedly. What do you make of that?
I think he can do it without congressional approval, using his power as commander-in-chief. Congress slipped a cute little provision into a 2023 law saying he needs congressional permission to pull out of NATO. I think that's unconstitutional. Presidents have pulled us out of treaties before. He can do it. But even if he doesn't want to do that, he can quiet quit. As you suggested, he could reposition troops within NATO, or he could bring them home. As units rotate home naturally, he could just stop signing dispatch orders that send troops abroad. But frankly, we need to look at bases elsewhere. Bases in old allies, like our oldest ally, Morocco, and others around the world. Their power is shifting away from Europe, and the military should follow.
Got it. Christian Whiten, thanks for being with us tonight. It's good to see you again.